And good evening, everyone. We are sorry that we're starting 5 minutes late. But I can just tell you that it's not Jazzy's fault. So anyway, it's been a very busy day, and I'm thankful to be busy. And I'm trying to find myself here. Anyway, tonight is Popular Music Night. That's what Jazzy told me. And this is when we roll at the barrel and have a barrel of fun. And without further ado, Jazzy gets treats right now at the beginning and at the end. There you go. Okay, again, this is Popular Music Night. So we are ready to roll out the barrel. Okay. This is a brand new song that I'm listening to, so it might not be perfect. Chances are. Jazzy, we'll let you greet everybody at the end, okay? But you know what? She always advises me on what to play. So when I got home, between doing the chores and everything, I asked her, I said, what should we do tonight? She said, well, Dad, it's Father's Day Sunday. Is that right? And so we're going to, she has suggested to do It Ain't Easy and a couple of other songs that reminded her of her grandpa. And I'll just start with the Red River Valley. My dad always sung the Red River Valley wrong. He would always sing it like this. May I sleep in your barn tonight, mister, for it's cold lying out on the ground, and the cold north wind is a whistling, and I have me no place to lie down. That's the tune, but that's not the right words. So when I get to heaven, I'll have to tell them the right words. Okay, so, but this one is a similar tune. In a vine-covered shack in the mountains, bravely fighting the battle of time, there's a dear one who's weathered life's sorrows. 'Tis that silver-haired daddy of mine. If I could recall all the heartaches, dear old daddy, I've caused you to bear. If I could erase lines from your face, bring back the gold to your head, if God would but grant me the power just to turn back the pages of time, give all I own, if I could but atone to that silver-haired daddy of mine. And then Jazzy says, Dad, sing the song you wrote. So here we go. I went on a summer vacation after my high school graduation, trying to figure out what life was all about. Laughter turned into sorrow, thinking only about tomorrow. That the road ahead was like my daddy said. It ain't easy, boy. It ain't easy, boy. Were the words my daddy said to me. It ain't easy, boy. It ain't easy, boy. Now it's finally a reality. The road's been rough and long, many days without a song, still trying to figure out what life was all about. my daddy said to me, it ain't easy, boy, it ain't easy, boy. And now it's finally a reality. Okay. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Most of you have heard this story, but my mother was very strict and she didn't want me to listen to any of that worldly music. But one of the reasons why I do this next song is because it's the first song that I remember my dad let me listen to when I was probably 4 or 5, when my mother went grocery shopping. The Tennessee Waltz. Spotter coming out the driveway, we switched to Amazing Grace. My dad loved Hank Williams Sr., so I'm going to play a couple of his songs. How about Kalijah. Cold, cold heart. And melt your cold, cold heart. And how about, I thought about this one, I got the feeling called the blues since my baby said goodbye. One more, I'm so lonesome I could cry. And one song that he always asked me to play or learn, it was Way Down Yonder, and I remember going to my grandma's house and watching Lawrence Welk, and I just looked her name up, Joanne Castle, and she would play Way Down Yonder like she would roll her octaves. Two more that he wanted me to learn, the Mockingbird Hill. And then he heard one time he heard the Music Box Dancer, so he asked me to learn that for him. Well, so that's just that's a lot. Most of my dad's favorite songs that I remember. So happy Father's Day early. And now that I'm a dad, I'm gonna play a couple of her favorites. And she told me the other day, she said, Dad, I could just sleep all through that because it's my favorite. And it's okay, Jancy, if you take a snooze, okay? She can just about do anything she wants to around here. Most anything. Okay, here's another one. You are my sunshine. Up here with some patriotic music, but I did listen, Tony, I did listen to your ask me if I knew a certain song, something Butterfly, and I'll try to do that sometime soon. God bless America. the Army. Air Force. The Navy. The Coast Guard. The Marines. Oh, Canada. And we'll wind up with Let There Be Peace on Earth. Well, we appreciate you joining us this evening. And Jazzy, are you ready to greet everybody? Huh? Say, yeah, tell them, say hi. Come on, come on. Come on, quick. Say hi. Say hi. Come on. Say hi. Oh, did y'all hear that? That is just perfect, Jazzy. Perfect. Say, please remember me in your prayers because Dad's getting ready to vacuum. And say, I don't like the vacuum. Well, God bless you. We appreciate y'all very, very, very much. And thanks for being with us this evening. And we'll see you Sunday morning for Father's Day. And I have a couple more songs that's on the gospel side that my dad would sing. And again, this is Jazzy's idea. Right. She's very smart. So we'll see you 8 o'clock Central Time. I see we have, let me see here. See you, James. Okay. Again, I'm just wanting to know, myself, Andy, we do everything we can to keep the spammers off. But if anybody starts a conversation with you like that guy just did, hi, how are you, whatever, ignore them. Especially if they ask you to send you a friend request. Anyway, y'all know the drill. We try to keep them off. But anyway. You know, they're trying to just say hi, how are you, or strike up a conversation. Like if you comment something, they'll try to anyway. If you don't know them, don't have anything to do with them. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you Sunday morning. Thank you for being with us.